This lesson introduces quite a few fundamental coding concepts in one session. Depending on previous coding experience and ability levels of the children, the lesson may need to be split over 2 sessions. In this lesson, the aims are to understand what coding means in computing, to use code to make a computer program, to understand what objects, actions and events are, to use an event to control an object. The success criteria are: children can explain what coding is. Children know that for the computer to make something happen, it needs to follow clear instructions. Children can create a program using event, object and action code blocks. Children can explain what events, objects and actions do in a program. Slides 4 and 5 can be used to review previous vocabulary. This vocabulary is reviewed during the lesson. The vocabulary is repeated at the end of the lesson. Reveal the question shown on slide 6 and discuss. Reveal the answer and the first 2 images shown on the slide. Ask children if they are able to give any examples of computer programs that they have used. Activity 1 explores the teacher as the programmer. Explain that the teacher will now be the programmer and all children will be the robots. Reveal the instructions shown as symbols on slide 7. Children are to follow or act out the instruction symbol. If successful, children will twirl around, touch their toes and touch their ear. Activity 2 explores using symbols for instructions. Discuss what children think the symbol on slide 8 could be an instruction for. It is hands up. Using whiteboards, children draw a symbol for hands down and then touch nose. Slide 9 explores computers following instructions. Reveal the images and text on slide 9 to remind pupils that computers follow instructions, the code, that have been written or inputted by programmers to make the computer perform or output a specific task. Ask children if there are other examples of computer programs that they can give. Slide 10 explores a computer program. Reveal the image and discuss what can be seen. Ask children what they think the fish might be programmed to do. Ask what children think the code to make the fish move might look like. Slide 11 introduces objects, actions and algorithms. Reveal the code blocks on slide 11. Explain that the light blue blocks on the left of the slide are objects, something that can be named. Explain that the dark blue blocks on the right of the slide are actions, something that the object can do. Reveal the text at the bottom of the slide, explaining that a set of instructions can be called an algorithm. Reveal the image and speech bubble. Slide 12 introduces the term command. A command is a single instruction. In the previous slide, children were introduced to objects and actions. When they are combined, they create a single instruction or command. Ask children what they think the highlighted command would do in a computer program. Slides 13 to 15 introduce the New2code activity Fun with Fish that will be demonstrated to the children. The text on slide 13 will open the Fun with Fish activity. Open stage 1 and click on OK to close the instruction screen. Click on the design icon at the top right of the screen and discuss what can be seen: a background of the sea and one object, a fish. Explain to the children that they will be using New2code to program the object, the fish, to perform an action. In this activity, moving to the right. Click on the C code icon in the top right of the screen to return to the code view. Click on the question mark icon at the top of the screen to open a help video for stage 1. Watch this with the children. When played, click on OK to remove the instruction screen. Remind children that clear instructions are needed to make the fish move. Explain that the available code blocks are shown on the left of the screen. At the moment, there is only a single code block available, the object tuner. Click on and drag tuner across the screen into the code window on the right and place it inside the orange bordered area. When the object block is placed in the code window, available actions for the object appear. Select down to show the children what to do if the wrong action is chosen. Move the mouse onto the action block down and click it to show that the other available actions can be selected. Click on the action Write. Show children how to run their program to check that it works correctly. Click on the Run icon at the top of the screen. The program will run and the object will perform an action. If the challenge has been completed successfully, an icon saying Next Challenge will appear. Clicking on this will move to the next stage of the activity. If an error has been made in the code, click on the Stop icon and alter the code before running it again. Explain to the children that if they click on the question mark icon for help, there is a hint icon that will offer them a further clue. Activity 3 involves children working through the Fun with Fish activity. Explain that children are to log into Purple Mash, go to their to-dos area and open the Fun with Fish to-do. If helpful, impersonate a pupil and demonstrate this. Challenge children to complete stages 1 and 2 of the Fun with Fish activity. Slide 17 explores stage 3 of Fun with Fish. Explain that in stage 3 of the activity, children must fix the code that the monkey has got wrong. This is known as debugging. Remind children that to change an action, they need to click on it and select a different option. Pupils complete stage 3 independently. Review the progress together. Explain that in each New2code activity, children can earn 5 stars, but using hints reduces the number of stars awarded. Slide 18 explores stage 4 of Fun with Fish. All activities have a challenge stage where children can deepen their understanding of the code that has been used. Ask children how they could improve the fish tank by adding new objects. Go to the design view and add another object to the tank. Return to the code view and show that it has appeared as an object code block that can be added and given an action. Discuss the green when clicked code block. Explain that this is not an object or an action, but an event. This code block is used to make something happen, but only when a user does something. In this case, only when a user clicks on an object will an action happen to that object. Allow time for children to add additional objects and actions to their program and test them. Some pupils may wish to add the event code block to their program. Ensure work is saved, then share and review some examples. Slide 19 explores events. Discuss the when clicked code block and ask children the questions shown on the slide. Reveal the explanation of an event and ensure that children understand that an event causes a command to run. Activity 4 explores bubbles. Ask children what the event shown on slide 20 is. Remind them that the event is what you do to make something happen. In this example, the event is to blow into the bubble wand. If pupils are vague and say blow rather than blow bubble wand, demonstrate by holding a bubble wand at a distance before blowing in the air and ask if that would work. Discuss the need for precise instructions. Ask children what the objects on the slide are. In this example, the objects are the bubble wand and bubbles. Ask children what the action on the slide is. In this example, the action is that the bubbles float. Reveal the labels for the code blocks at the bottom of the slide. Activity 5 explores other events. Discuss how the code blocks shown on slide 21 contain examples of events, objects and actions. Children could rearrange printed code blocks so that it shows the code for both situations. Activity 6 explores the New2code Bubbles activity. Open the activity using the text link on slide 22. Discuss the code blocks that are available on the left of the screen. Ask children what they think might be seen in the design view. Click on the design view icon and observe the background image. Return to the coding window. Ask children how to make a bubble move up using an object and an action. Ask them how an event can make a bubble pop using the when clicked code block. Point out the hide action as a way to make a bubble pop. Remind children that clicking on the design icon in the top right of the screen allows them to add more bubbles to their program. Children open the bubble activity that has been set in their to-dos and work through the stages. Children are challenged to use the sound code block to add a sound when a bubble is popped. To add a sound, drag a sound block and place it in the event code block after a bubble has been hidden. Click on the question mark to the right of the sound block and select a sound. Repeat for the remaining bubble events. Ensure work is saved. These slides review lesson vocabulary. Clicking on a word reveals its definition. Evaluate success of meeting success criteria with the children.